Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. A lot has happened since I talked to you guys last, so we are gonna do a little get ready with me while I kind of just catch you guys up. I guess we'll just dive right in. One of the bigger updates is that I broke my finger. I was walking Alex, our dog. He saw another dog, and I wasn't paying attention. I was grabbing poop bags out of like the little receptacle that we have around our apartment complex and wasn't paying attention. He ran right after the puppy in a very friendly way. Like, he wasn't attacking the dog. They like were playing and wrestling around and everything. And he has never done that before. He gets excited when he sees other dogs, but he has never run out of like my hand. So I ended up breaking my finger. I was in denial about it for a while. I went to work. Whenever I like came upstairs, because I was getting ready for work, I came upstairs, I was like crying. I was in a lot of pain. And like I woke Tyler up because it was a Saturday morning, so he didn't have work, so he was thinking he was gonna be able to sleep in. I guess my crying woke him up. And I was kind of being dramatic at first, and I was like, oh my God, like I think he broke my finger. Mind you, I've never broken a bone before in my life, so I didn't know what it felt like. But then I was like, no, like, you know, I can bend it. It probably just really hurts. So I was like, I don't want to call off of work. You know, I really think it's fine, whatever. So I go into work. Tyler dropped me off that day because he was going to take Alex to get his shots. He needed like updated on his vaccine. So he was like, I'll just drop you off. You won't have to drive, whatever. So I, you know, got to work. It still really hurt, but again, I could bend it, but it was swelling, and I really didn't have time to ice it much because I literally took him out like 15 minutes before having to leave. So I really didn't get to like ice it or anything. And my boss, my manager and my boss, I guess, yeah, the boss owns the store, but her and my manager were both like, you know what, like you probably did break it, you know, like, and I was in denial. My, like the owner, she, I guess, had broken her finger in the past and never got it treated, but so she had like a little splint thing. So I tried to use that. It still really hurt. It really wasn't stabilizing it because it was just like around the one finger. And so I ended up leaving like an hour early. They were like, you know what, just go get it checked out, whatever. The swelling, it kept swelling throughout the day. It kept bruising, and it got to the point that I couldn't bend it. And that's when I was really nervous, or like worried, like, oh my God, like, okay, I think I did actually break it. So, but still, whenever Tyler picked me up, I still was in denial. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna rest, like ice it, you know, just try to give it a few hours. And I've learned how to do a lot with one hand, let me tell you. Luckily I'm left-handed though, so that is the good news. Anyways, we got home still at like 4 o'clock. I still was in denial. It wasn't until like 7:45 at night that I was in so much pain. It was really bad. Like I could not stop crying. So he was like, of course MedExpress closes at 8. So we had no choice but to go to the emergency room, which I have never been to the emergency room for myself. I was already nervous. Get there, we're there for like 3.5, 4 hours. And I did broke it in two different spots. It's like the bone right here, like the lower bone. So they put me in a splint that was just like this part. It was just like really stiff on the bottom. Sent me to a like orthopedics doctor at a local, like at the clinic that's like affiliated with the hospital. So that's where I got this splint. You can still see I had green nails before, and I still have green nails, but we're hoping I don't need surgery. But that kind of leads into my next other big news, that I got my nails done again, and had to keep the green because Tyler and I got engaged. He proposed. I'll show you my ring once I'm done getting ready. I just like don't want to like get any makeup or anything on it. He proposed the day before Thanksgiving, so we were in Pennsylvania, and he did it at a park that we used to go to all the time when we first started dating, and he really threw me off guard. I knew that a proposal was coming. We've talked about marriage, we have gone ring shopping. He knows, like, I've shown him, you know, what I like, the style. My friend Anna was in on it. So she was the one who, the day before we left, she was like, oh, like, let's go get our nails done. Mind you, it had just been 2 weeks, and I was like, you know what, oh my God, I didn't set my face. I was like, you know what, like, I really don't, like, I was kind of putting it off because I was like, I really don't want to get my nails done. Like, I just had them barely for 2 weeks. Like, I knew this was going to be a situation. I was like, oh, like, we can go, you know, after we get back next week. And she just kind of kept coming up with like, oh, like, I'm really busy next week and I don't want to get off track. Because, like, we both knew, like, she knew that I knew that he was going to propose soon. I was thinking more so sometime in like December or around Christmas. So I was like, okay, like, whatever, like, we'll just go and it'll be, you know, then at least like we'll stay on track, like getting it done together. So we got our nails done, and then we went to breakfast with like his mom, stepdad, and his daughters. And then his mom was like, oh, like, I'm gonna take the girls, like, we have to run some errands, like, not thinking anything of it, just being like, oh, you know, they'll get to spend some time with, you know, her. And she had to pick up like a cake, and so she was like, oh, like, it'll be fun for them to go to the cake shop, whatever. So we ran a few errands for like things that we needed for like Thanksgiving, and then we had like a little bit of time to kill because we were planning on going over to my mom's like before the proposal. We're like, because we weren't gonna be able to see her on Thanksgiving. So he was like, oh, you know, we have some time before going over to your mom's, like, do you want to go, like, what do you want to do? And then he kind of was like, oh, like, do you want to go to the park? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, it was kind of a chilly day and windy, but like it wasn't raining or snowing or anything. And then it's really cute there. It's like this massive park. They have like a bike path all the way around, and I used to like live over there, so I would walk around the park all the time on the path. They have like a butterfly garden that's really pretty in the summer, which is like where he actually ended up proposing. And they have horses, and there's a dog park there. Like, it's a really cute little area. And even though it's like winter, or like almost winter, and it's like not as pretty outside, like it wasn't like a bunch of like flowers and everything, it was still like, I thought it was pretty. So we like kind of we start at like one end, and then we like walk up to the butterfly garden, and he kept talking about this rock. He was like, oh, where's the rock? Where's the rock? And I was like, what rock are you talking about? Like, there are some rocks that you can like sit on and like look out over the park on, and then there's another one that has like a plaque on it where the butterfly garden is, and it says like who the butterfly garden, you know, was donated by, or, you know, whoever like funded it. And so like we made it to the rock, and it turns out his mom and daughters and stepdad were there, and like they set up her phone to record the proposal. Mind you, I was so oblivious. Like, he said that he saw the camera, I didn't, and I really didn't think anything of it until like he gave me like a big hug. Like, he was like just being really sweet and kind of like reminiscent, and then he gave me a hug, and like I could hear his heart beating. It was beating so fast. And I was like, why are you nervous? Like, your heart is beating out of your chest. Like, why are you nervous? And he said, I'm never not gonna be nervous. And that's when I knew. And he like pulled out the ring, and like, I have butterflies right now thinking about it. It was just so sweet, and he proposed, and then we started like walking around, and it looked like he was kind of looking. Mind you, I still don't think that his family is there. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, now I'm like, okay, that's why she took him, because he wanted it to like just be us. But like, I wasn't thinking that they were there, and they were there. They were like kind of hiding. Apparently he also saw them as we were walking, and he like pointed out a squirrel to me. He's like, oh my God, look at that squirrel. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, like, that squirrel. I never saw a squirrel, but I was just like going along with it, because also I don't have the best vision. So I was like, maybe I just can't see it. But it was because he was distracting me. Like, he apparently saw them and wanted them to like kind of hide, so that I wouldn't see them. But and then we got pictures, and I still don't have the video. His mom was gonna like trim it down, or like he was gonna trim it down, so I still don't have it, because it was like a long, like, not time lapse, but like they set it up, and like it took us a little bit to like get there, so there's a lot of like empty space kind of in the video. So yeah, I guess I can show you guys my ring now, because I'm like done with like putting my face stuff on. But here it is. Oh my God, I don't know if it will focus. I'll show you guys. Like, it's also really hard to take pictures because I can't hold my hand out and take a picture with this nubby little hand, but it is beautiful. It's just a very simple gold band and a diamond, and it's just very simple. And this is like my dream ring. Like I said, we had gone ring shopping, and I picked out what I liked, and he ended up going to a different store with a different ring and like getting a different ring, but I like this one 10 times better. It's so pretty, and yeah. So we don't really have, I just kind of want to like enjoy this engagement period a little bit, plus it's the holidays, and just like a lot is going on. I want to wait until after like the new year to really start planning. We know that we want to do like a fall wedding. I mean, with baseball season, he's kind of limited to only doing, like, he can't do it really in the spring and summer. He could, it's just like that's his busy time, and like, why would we add to that? And then I don't really want to do a winter wedding. My parents got married in October. I love fall. It's like my favorite season, so that's what I think we're gonna do. But like, other than that, we don't really have any like set plans. Like I said, I'm just like basking in the engagement glory and just like soaking this time in. But on top of that, coming home from Thanksgiving, we hit a deer. So that has also kind of just added to like, okay, you know what, we're gonna hold off on any like serious wedding planning until after the new year. Thank God Tyler was driving. We've driven home on this road. It happened in Indiana, like an hour away from home. So like, thank God we didn't have to drive super far. But it was dark, and apparently, I don't remember this, but apparently I pointed the deer out, and there were like at least 6 in the roadway. Like, they were taking up all 3 lanes of the highway. Thank God no one was in front of us or behind us. So I pointed them out. He was able to slow down a little bit and kind of veer off to the left, like still staying in the highway, but veering off to the left a little bit. So he only ended up hitting 1. It could have been I was so upset at first because I was in an accident in May of this past year. Some lady pulled out into oncoming traffic and hit me. My right headlight was out. My hood was dented. They had to replace all of that. So I just got all of that replaced. Now the left headlight is completely out. Like, it was completely shattered. With my last accident, it was still in the like holder where your headlight is supposed to be. So it still worked. It was just kind of like the glass around it was broken. But it still worked. I still had a headlight. This time, not so much. The whole thing is gone. The hood is messed up because of it. The like left metal part where like around where the tire is, the front left tire, is all messed up. My door is messed up. I think there's a good chance that they total it just because the damage, considering my last accident and this accident and what I still owe on the car, like, it's not going to be worth it to fix it for what I still owe. I've had this car for like a year and a half. I love that car. It is so beautiful. It was like the first car that like I got on my own. The last car that I had, my mom, very fortunate for her that she got me my first car. But I was just ready for a new car, so I got this car. And yeah, so just figuring out the insurance. I should be hearing from them today, figuring out that, a rental, all of that. It's just been a lot, like a lot of good emotions, but a lot of stressful emotions as well. So just trying to be on the positive side. Like, thank God we were not hurt. Thank God the windshield didn't shatter. It didn't come up over, like, with how I've never seen that many deer. And I grew up in Pennsylvania and have lived there for most of my life. Like, people hit deer all the time there. You see deer all the time on the highway. Like, it's not uncommon, but I have never seen that many deer, like, traveling together. Like, there was no way that we could have missed them. So it's as good as it could be, the outcome, that we only hit one. Really only the like headlight was the thing that was like majorly affected. Obviously there's a lot of other damage, but like that's the main thing. But yeah, that is like the big update, I guess. Big updates. I go back sometime next week I'm gonna need more x-rays and you know, just to see how it's healing, praying that I don't need surgery. Obviously the engagement is the most exciting news. I'm just very happy, and yeah, trying to focus on the positives. The car, you know, cars are replaceable, as annoying as it is, as expensive as it is, they are replaceable. So just thankful that we were okay. I'm gonna finish getting ready. Thank you guys for watching. I will keep posting updates as they happen. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one.